When people feel something, they take action. That's why so many charities and nonprofits use emotion to get their messaging across. But there's one simple tweak that you can make that will make a huge difference. And if you stick around, I'll tell you exactly what that is. If you're having trouble getting people to act, tug at their heartstrings. It works. Emotion gets people to care, and when they care, they take action. But there's one simple tweak that makes a huge difference, and that is appeal to the identity, not the individual. Because as humans, we're tribal, we're part of a group, and when you can tell somebody that the group doesn't do it that way, they're much more likely to respond. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a look at one of the most effective campaigns at reducing litter. In the 1980s, the state of Texas had a huge problem with trash. They were spending over $25 million a year picking up litter, and the culprit was 18 to 35-year-old males. They were driving around in their truck, throw a can out the window, throw trash on the highway. They were careless. So how did they get them to respond? They launched a campaign that targeted masculinity. Spokespeople like Ed Too Tall Jones from the Dallas Cowboys, Warren Moon from the Houston Oilers, musicians like Willie Nelson and Stevie Ray Vaughan all gave the same message. Don't mess with Texas. The messaging was clear, it was simple, and it was intimidating. It gave identity to Texans that they don't throw trash out the window. They don't litter, they use a trash can. And it worked. In 5 years, litter dropped by 25% in the state of Texas. Now, why did it work? It appealed to the identity of the Texan instead of the individual. The individual doesn't care. They throw that can out the window as they're driving down the highway. But the identity is where you change a behavior, because when you associate yourself as a Texan, you know that Texans don't litter. They take care of their state. And that resulted in action. See, if you want to make people take action, appeal to the emotion, but don't do it in a way that targets the individual, target the group, the identity. If you want to tell people that we end our meetings on time, you say, we respect other people's time. Or if you want to tell people that you need help, you might say something like, we're a team, we work together. If you don't want the family to bring their cell phones to the dinner table, say something like, we reconnect at dinner time. Any way you do it, the messaging is part of an identity, and that results in action. That simple tweak can help you get your point across and get people to respond. That's just one of the chapters in the book of Made to Stick by Chip and Dan Heath. I hope you've enjoyed this series. We're going to conclude with our last section, which is stories, in the next video. I hope you stick around. And if this has been good for you, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment below with messaging that you've seen that appeals to the identity instead of the individual. Thanks for joining Your Communication Space.